All design principles are useful in the right situation, but 3 of them stand out for me because they really changed how I look at graphic design, my work, and how I approach projects. Let's take a look at those 3 principles and some real-life examples too. Repetition is simply repeating a single element many times in a design. That sounds really basic and it might even sound trivial or pointless to some of you, but let me tell you, it's one of the strongest secret weapons of any designer. It isn't so important that you understand it from an academic point of view, more that you realize it in real-life application. It's the thing I always talk about when I say that you should have a running theme throughout your portfolio. Using repetition is like tying together a home with a good interior designer. An interior designer will use a similar style of furniture, use similar materials, and use a color scheme throughout the entire house. Take a look at some pages from my logo design e-guide. You can see I've used the same fonts, the same color scheme, same shapes, same layout, and so on. This ties the design together, it makes the viewer feel comfortable, and it just solidifies competence as a graphic designer. You might know about this, but do you get the importance and power of it? KISS is an acronym for Keep It Simple, Stupid, and it serves as a reminder to find the simplest solution. Simplicity makes design timeless, attractive, engaging, and consumable. This is especially important for logo design, which is where most of my clients and my career can call home. It reminds me to add design elements purposely, in the sense that each design element should have a purpose in the composition. Designers shouldn't try to insert excruciating and unnecessary detail that clutters their design, unless of course it's done on purpose for the sake of a specific brief. The primary task of designers is to organize graphics, shapes, and text to effectively communicate a message, and keeping things as simple as possible will best help that message be delivered to the target audience. This works across the board when considering graphic design. But an example here is that most of my successful YouTube videos use simple thumbnails. Cluttering video thumbnails with too many design objects makes the viewer disengage and just scroll over the video, moving on to something else. In a fast-paced world, simplicity triumphs and is king. Or at least, that's what I found in my working career. Of course, this had to be on the list. Hierarchy combines 2 aspects, dominance and priority, giving extra weight to certain elements of a design over others. It helps brands convey their message to the audience by focusing on particular elements of a design. It also can allow readers to navigate an editorial design with ease. Like with repetition, I feel that hierarchy is another hallmark of a professional and competent designer. The 3-stage process of marketing hierarchy is as follows: attract, which is bringing in the viewer, intrigue, which is spiking their interest, and then delivering the message. These are the 3 steps a viewer will go through when viewing an effective design, and that viewer probably won't even be aware that it's happening. But let's take a look at an example that explains this process. This Adidas poster is a prime example of this triad of marketing hierarchy. The shoe and the paint splash across the shoe is the initial aspect that will grab the attention of most viewers. This is the thing that will draw them into the design. Secondly, the quote, "time to change up," will create some kind of intrigue and interest in that person, and this is going to hold them long enough so they want to read on in the design. And then below we have the message delivery. The design is literally a visual trap in some aspects, because it draws you in, makes you interested, and then you've read the message the designer wanted you to read, all because of hierarchy. If you look at a piece of graphic design and it uses hierarchy or repetition correctly, you can be safe with the assumption that the designer knew what they were doing. Hierarchy isn't so important in logo design. It does exist, but it's more prevalent in website design, editorial design, and also layout design. These 3 principles have been some of the most important to master in my career. They have taken my work to new heights, and they changed the way I look at graphic design. And I hope they can do the same for you too. If you want to see more videos about graphic design, do click one on screen. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.